Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and today I'm talking about some rereading plans for the end of the year. So I decided in about October that I would count Boxing Day as my last day of reading for 2020 in terms of new books. So plan has slightly changed in that I'm finishing the rest of my reading by the 24th so that I can read a couple of Christmas books. And then from Boxing Day onwards, I'm going to be doing some rereading because this is something I'm pretty bad at during the year. I always want to get books off my TBR, and obviously rereading doesn't do that. So I have a lot here, and I know I'm not going to get through all of them, but some of these are for blog posts and other projects, so there are a couple that are higher up that list, and if I get to them, that's great. And there are some that I may continue into January. We'll play it by ear. Okay, so we're gonna start with a bunch of standalones that I have, and then we're gonna go into some series that I have. So, most of these standalones are classics, apart from this one here. This is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. Talked about wanting to reread this one for a little while, and was meant to do it this year, didn't get to it. So, this month, this week, this is going to be definitely one that I prioritize. I wanted to reread this one so that I could continue on with Tiffany D. Jackson's books. They're not connected in any way, but I read her first one allegedly earlier this year, and then I want to reread this one, which is her next one, and then move on to her next two for no reason other than that's the way I want to do it. So yes, this one. And then classics. So we've got two more modern classics here. This is The Magic Toy Shop by Angela Carter. This is one that I am rereading for a post. In fact, both of these are. This is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Yes, so this is for a post that I want to do hopefully in January, maybe February, depending on whether I get these read or not. I just dropped one. Oops. And so we'll talk about them more later. And then classics. Okay, so I have Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte. Have reread this once before, and I wanted to reread this around the time that I reread Rebecca, because obviously, there's the whole story similarities there, and just didn't get to it. So would like to reread this, but this is one that I'm not super fussed if I don't get to it. I have North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. It's been a couple of years since I read this one. Just was suddenly really in the mood for it. So, yes, that is on the list. And then I have The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. Again, it's been a really long time since I read this, and I was kind of inspired. I can't think of the name of it, but Cara did a live show as part of like a book club couple of weeks ago, and they talked about Turner of Wildfell Hall, and she was posting about it, and I was just like, you know what? It's been a while. I'm going to revisit that. So that's why this is on the list. And then into series. These are the ones I would really, really, really like to get to, but I have 13 of them here. Not 13 series, 13 books from 2 separate series. So, I guess 3 technically. But Percy Jackson, would really like to reread this. Not so fussed about reading the Greek Gods one that's in here, because I read that last year. But it's been a while since I read these 5. So, would like to do that. And would also, you might be able to guess that I'd also really like to reread the Heroes of Olympus series, because again, it's been a little while, and I bought this new box set, and I would really like to read them. I do have to say, I think it's Hades, House of Hades. No, Mark of Athena. Yeah. Can we talk about, I love these covers, but can we talk about how this is the worst cover in the world? It has, I don't even know what her name is, but yeah, it has her on it, and I hate spiders, so I kind of hate this one. But I love the side. The side is beautiful with Annabeth, who is, other than Percy, my favourite. But yeah, just no thanks for the spider thing. No, I can't get it back in the box. Why? Okay. And then last one, this isn't an entire series, but I would like to read these 3 from a series of Unfortunate Events. So I would like to reread the entire series. I've reread the first 4 books multiple times because I always want to do this, and then I get to the 4th book, and that's probably one of my least favourite, and I just stop. So I'm starting from book 5 this time. So these are the Austere Academy, the Ersatz Elevator, never knew how to say that as a kid, and the Wild Village. This one is one of my absolute favourites in the series, or it was as a kid, and I haven't reread it, so I am very excited about this one in particular because I love, they make new friends in this one, and I can't think of his name. The Quagmires, I think that's the name. I cannot think of his name. Are they even the Quagmires? Anyway, they make new friends, and I had a bit of a crush on the guy whose name I can't remember, but as a kid, that guy. Don't know why. Guess we'll find out. But yeah, those are all the rereading plans I have. Like I said, I'm not going to get to all of them, but hopefully some of them, and hopefully I will enjoy them. A lot of these are some of my favourite books, so I'm really hoping that they hold up to that and that I still enjoy them this time around. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.